and I was a virgin when I got married, and I remember we were trying to have sex for the first time, and I think I kind of like did something aggressive, and she was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Where did you learn that?" And I was like, I know exactly where I learned that, and I was like, "Whoa, this is our thing to figure out together."
So, isn't that interesting that he said the same thing? The same thing happened to him that happened to S in the beginning, is that they just did what they saw and didn't realize, like, oh, nobody wants that, right? And so that's the danger, is that it will give you ideas that are not good. They're not good for any relationship. They're not good for marriage. They're not good for you. They don't make it, like, it's a lie, right? Remember, what they're putting on the internet right now is only to keep people watching. It's not true. Nobody wants to be treated that way. You do not want to take that into any relationship. And so deal with it now. And deal with it as you get older, especially when you move out on your own. And the next several sets of slides, we're only talking about solutions, okay? So pornography is like, it can be like, and it's gonna affect everybody differently. Some people don't struggle with this, okay? But a lot of people do. It is like a weed. If it is undealt with, it has a life of its own, and it will grow, and it can take over your brain and your body and your life and your mind and everything. I just met a 70-year-old man the other day who just got clean off of a 50-year addiction. You don't want to carry this around for 50 years, you guys. Like, this poor man. He was going in for open heart surgery, and he's like, I have to tell my wife. Like, don't you think he wished somebody came to his youth group 20 years ago? So even though, like, you know, it's high risk, me telling you guys this much stuff so real, I just feel like I don't want you ever to be in that situation where you're like, no one told me. And maybe your parents have done a great job. I sure hope so. Follow up with them, of course, but just in case no one's told you, here I am. Now, the beauty with the brain, I want to just leave you guys with a lot of hope here. The beauty with the brain is this thing called neuroplasticity. Anybody know what that is?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm going to give you an egg just for being that brave. Sorry. Oops. Okay. So now I told you about if you have a habit. Every day you're playing video games. We'll just use video games. Every day you're playing this game. Every day you're playing this game. I want you to think about walking through this field of tall grass. Every day you're walking to that friend's house. Every day. There's going to be a path there, right? The grass is going to get flattened. There's going to be a path there, which means that walking to your friend's house there is really easy. You're not going to go this way, that way. You're just going to go on this path because it's already set. That's what happens with porn addiction and porn habits. It becomes set. The only way to erase this path, if any of you are in a situation where I need to stop, I'm going to stop tonight. This is it. If you want to erase this path, you have to create a new pathway. And the beauty with the brain, especially a young brain, is it will rebuild very quickly. If you start walking another path, very quickly the grass here will grow, and that habit, you can kick that habit quite quick, much quicker as a young person than as these old guys over here, because our brains are hardened. They're so much harder when they're older. When you're young, your brain can bounce back like crazy. And so that's why I say deal with it. Deal with any issues now. Most addictions start in the teen years. So again, your feeling brain is at the back, and your feeling brain is going to tell you online, just go for it. Nobody's watching. Nobody will ever know. You can get around that filter. You can delete that history. That's your feeling brain at the back. Your front brain here is where the brakes are. It's not fully installed yet. So your guys' brakes actually, as teenagers, they're not that strong yet. And that's something you just need to own and recognize it's not a negative thing. It is just a reality. And that's why you guys are more susceptible to addiction, is because your brakes are not installed. That's why you need help, and you need accountability, and you need structure around you in order to protect your brain. Yeah.
Is it true that the front part of your brain isn't fully developed till you're 25?
Yes, that's exactly true. That's exactly what I'm saying right now. So watch out, everybody. Yeah, so what I'm talking about, the brakes, is the front part of your brain. I just call it brakes as a non-scientific word. So the front part of your brain, where the brakes are not fully developed until you guys are about 25. And so you need to know, because of that, you're more susceptible to addiction. Okay? But that's also what makes you guys so cool too. That's what makes you more daring. That's what makes you more risky. Like we need that. We need you guys in the world, because you guys are the brave ones. You guys are like, you want to conquer things. You want to fight. You want to win. You want to figure things out. You want to be competitive. Those are all wonderful, wonderful things. Just fine the way you are. Unfortunately, Satan is out there and he wants to trap you, right? And he's doing a great job, and he loves to use the internet to trap young people. And so that's why you need to know that you're up against, this is a spiritual battle, right? Physical and spiritual. So one of the things that you guys are going to get when you leave here, remind me, are these, this little piece of paper. And on here I have this guy's name written out. I want you guys to go look up his testimony. Real quickly, I just want to say about him is that he was not a criminal, but he made some bad choices, and he ends up in the maximum security in Hawaii, in the worst jail in the States, in Hawaii. Yeah, it's still jail, even though it's Hawaii. And he was getting brutally beat every single day. Like every single day he was getting trashed, because that's what happens in jail. And his roommate felt bad for him, and his roommate was like, buddy, you got to know where you stay. And what he was saying to him is that you have to realize where you are. You are in a high security prison. If you don't fight back, you will be killed. I'm telling you today, if you don't fight, if you don't resist, if you don't have a plan when you go online, Satan's going to win. Like, he's good, right? He's really good. You have to have a plan, and you have to fight back. And how do you do that? Just a few more slides here. You need a vision. Who do you want to be in 2 years? Who do you want to be in 5 years? Who do you want to be when you move out of the house and you're living on your own and there's no accountability? Who's going to decide your choices? What do you want to define you, right? What kind of life do you want? Do you want to be like this guy in his 70s that has 50 years of regret? You don't, I'm telling you, you don't. And he missed out on so much because he was trapped. It's really like a chain, right, on your leg. And so have a vision, have a purpose. Cam Adair here on the right was heavily, heavily addicted to video games. He never thought he would ever get married or even get a job or anything. He was gaming 16 hours a day. He started GameQuitters.com. Any of you know anyone struggling with gaming? GameQuitters.com is the best site for resources and stuff. The guy in the middle here, Satya is his name, also pastor's kid, on the worship team, everything. Heavily addicted to pornography his whole young adult life, didn't tell anybody. And now he has an organization where he helps men get free. So it can be done, but it cannot be done without a plan, and it cannot be done alone. You need a vision, you need purpose. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of hurt in this world that God wants to use you guys to make a difference in. We've got major environmental issues, poverty issues. We have, relationship issues. There's a lot of stuff going on, you guys. We need people who are healthy, who are strong, who have integrity, who have purpose to join in these battles and to make the world a better place. And God wants to use you guys for that. So don't buy the lie that you don't have a place in this world, because then the enemy really wins. You guys know Tim Tebow, top left? Amazing man. I think he was also a good athlete, but he's on the front lines fighting human trafficking, rescuing people out of these horrible situations, like using his God-given talents, which is one, he's very competitive and he's very protective. He's going to protect those who are weaker. So God made him that way, and he's using that now for good. This guy on the right, he's an ethical hacker. If you have computer skills, give it to God. Don't waste it on, making some guy rich off their video games. He goes after the predators online. Amazing. We need his skill. We need his talent. He's so good, and we need that. Unfortunately, we need that. But I'm just saying, you guys all have talents. You all have a very specific gift. You may not have discovered it yet. That's okay. You give it to God, and He'll blow your mind with what He wants to do with that. Some practical things, you guys. Don't set yourself up for failure. Taking your phone into your room, thinking you're going to make good choices. I'm sorry, it's dumb. You can't do that. I can't do that. Nobody can do that. It is not possible. Remember, you're up against your brain. And you're up against algorithms. Nobody can resist that kind of pull. So get it out of your bedroom and give yourself the gift of sleep. And a great way to set yourself up for a good sleep is to actually be active during the day. Physical activity is huge for burning energy. And do you know that the dopamine you get from a natural physical high like that, it lasts longer than a quick, fast dopamine? So if you work out in the day, that dopamine is going to last you longer than anything on the internet. Isn't that a nice gift God gave us? Okay. When you're sleeping, this is why you need 8 hours. No, you guys still need 10 to 12 hours of sleep every night. When you're sleeping, your brain is actually working. So that is not wasted time. Your brain is cleaning, it is fixing things, it's tweaking things. Think of it like a mechanic. Your brain is very busy at night preparing for the next day. If you deprive yourself of that sleep, or your sleep is interrupted by your phone dinging all the time. My son just said his friend came to school, this is grade 8. He had 167 notifications when he woke up in the morning, and he sleeps with his phone beside him. I don't know if any of you guys do that, but that's so cruel to your brain. And sleep deprivation feels like depression. And sleep deprivation looks like ADHD. You cannot function or focus the next day if you have interrupted sleep, especially 167 times. Yeah.
Aren't the radio waves from your phone also super bad to phone?
Yeah, the light, the waves. Yes, for sure. Arrow? Okay. Moving on, I'm almost done, I promise. Okay, so again, you need to have a battle plan. How many of you have smartphones? Okay, how many of you have social media on those phones? Okay, which social media apps do you have on your phone?
Instagram.
Okay,
TikTok,
okay, all the things. Okay, anybody else? What do you have? What's that?
TikTok.
TikTok? Yeah, what else?
LinkedIn.
I'm not hearing that. Twitter? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Right, okay. Okay, so you guys have some choices to make. Social media is the gateway to pornography. Social media is full of pornography, and many people making porn have, all the people making porn have social media accounts. So if you want to stay strong, if you want to resist, then you have to think very strongly about why you're on social media, what for, and how you're using it, okay? One of the things I recommend, well, first of all, making sure you don't bring it into your bedroom at night, like we talked about. That's setting yourself up for failure. So that means you're gonna have to buy an alarm clock. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you, if you want to succeed, if you want to fight, these are practical tools. The other thing you might want to consider, especially if you don't have a smartphone, or maybe you have a smartphone and you just feel like you have no control over it, is to dumb it down. This is a pinwheel. I'm going to tell you. We just gave our 14-year-old a pinwheel. It has no internet access and it has no social media apps. And it can be as locked down as you want, but it can also be as loose as you want as well. But it can start really locked down. It's a really good first phone, especially for 14, I'd say 13, 14 is the earliest that I would recommend it. But there's some practical ways that you can fight back. Because if you have a smartphone in your pocket with 24/7 access to anything on the internet, and you think that you are strong enough to resist the pull out there, I just want to tell you that you're kidding yourself. And that's not you. Nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. Unless you have some very strict, strong barriers in your life, including your linemen. You need, every man, every boy needs his team, needs people to hold him accountable, needs to ask him hard questions, and need to be able to talk honestly with each other. What are you struggling with? How'd you do last week? Was it a good week? Where did you struggle? How can I pray for you? You guys, I encourage you, especially you older guys, open, honest conversations with safe, trustworthy people on a regular basis. Because I guarantee you, if you say you're struggling, your friend's gonna say, yeah, me too. And we just don't want anybody struggling on their own. That is so unfair. Let's support each other, right? Everyone's facing the same thing. Yeah.
Does this all count as books too? Do you think books have any of this?
That's a very good question. There are graphic books that have a lot of pornography in them. You know, the Japanese mangas are very, very bad. And so let me tell you, a book is, I was just going to say a book's not addictive, but I know somebody that got addicted to these books, which is strange. But it doesn't affect the brain in the same way. Like, you're not going to be going to it again and again and again and seeing, is there any red dots or is there anything new? Because there really isn't. Once you read a book, it's done, right? So I'm saying there are graphic books that have inappropriate pictures, but you're not going to get addicted to your book. So if you're reading a lot, good for you. Keep going. That's okay. And that's good for your brain, okay? The worst things for the brain are short form content. YouTube Shorts is terrible for your brain. If you want to do anything with education, if you want to succeed, anything short form is very damaging to the brain. And this, let me just explain this. I promise I only have like 3 slides left. Why did S go to pornography? Right. He went to escape. Right? There's always a reason. There's always a reason why. You need to know your why, and you need to deal with the why. If you don't deal with your why, that's what's going to stick with you for life, and you're going to use it to cope. So you got to deal with your why, and you got to talk to somebody about it. Now, this is so important. You guys are going to make mistakes. You guys are going to, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have bad months. You're gonna slip. It makes you human. It's gonna happen. Okay? It doesn't define you. It does not define you. It is never ever a reason to take your life. These 4 words come from parents whose children took their own lives due to online pressures, and all their parents wish now, in hindsight, is they wish they had told their kids, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do this. They just like I'm telling you now. But they wish they just said those 4 words. Son, but if you do, I'm here for you. But if you do, we're going to work through it together. But if you do, there's help out there. But if you do, you're not alone. So you guys need to know that. You're going to make mistakes. If you do, it's not the end of the world. But you are only as free as you are honest. This guy also used to make pornography, and now he is happily married, and he's a pastor. Like, there is always a way out. And Smith is the guy I told you in the very beginning that got addicted. He was brutally honest. He got help. He got an accountability group, and now he goes and he speaks to youth across the states, telling his own personal story without any shame. And now he's helping other kids break free as well. Here are some resources. Maybe we'll get this passed out. all of those are listed on here. These are just, can you just pass that, take one, pass it along? These are other places for you guys to go and get inspiration because you're not going to remember a lot of this. And so those are all listed there or they're on my website. Another thing you need to know, cybertip.ca can help you. If you ever share anything compromising, they can help you get it removed. So there's always a way out. Lastly, guys, do not be afraid. Okay, listen up, guys. I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you're in over your head, I'll be there with you. When you're in rough waters, you will not go down. When you're between a rock and a hard place, it won't be a dead end because I am God, the holy God of Israel, your Savior. I paid a price for you. Know you guys are deeply, deeply loved. Your worst decisions do not define you. Ask God to help you and to meet you where you're at and to show you what He has planned for your life and how He wants you to live in this world. And you guys will be blown away with what He wants to show you. Now, before I let you go, before I throw out the last of the candies, I want to know from some of you, I don't quite have enough. If we could hand out some pens, I want to know one thing. Actually, you know what? I have a few, but I want you guys just to rip it in half. I just want you guys to write for me. Can you pass that out as well and just give it to every other person and rip it in half? I just want to know one thing that you I just pass it and everyone can rip it. One thing you either learned today or one thing that you're going to do differently. One thing. That's all I want to know, okay? One thing you can do differently. Don't look at the one beside you. Don't look at anyone else's. And if you guys can, go home and talk to somebody about your one thing. Maybe your parents need to help you. Maybe they need to make some changes in your life. Yeah, thank you. Those can be passed out.
Could you repeat the question?
Oh, sure. What's one thing that you learned tonight or one thing you're going to change about your online activity? And then you're going to go home, you're going to tell somebody, you're going to talk to somebody, maybe with your friend, maybe with your parents. And if you guys think that what I've shared tonight is important for your friends to know, I want to ask you guys to tell your school to get me into your school. So I would love to reach more guys with this message. Yeah.
Do you have one more sheet?